smile.
I'm always excited about our show.
Okay.
And I'm particularly excited about today's show.
Tell us why.
Yes. Well, we have some absolutely fabulous guests, as always. We have Ginny Baldridge of Your Executive Image. She's going to give us some really good insight. She's actually a 3-time author. Did you know that?
I knew that now.
Yes, you do. We also have Richard Camp from the Carroll House Quick Fix Pet Clinic. Mm-hmm. Yeah, say that 4 times.
No.
Yeah, okay.
You do it. You do a great job.
All right, and we're also going to talk to Chris Reimer, who is with Falk Harrison. He's going to talk to us about tweeting.
Okay.
Do you tweet?
I will right now, as a matter of fact. Hold on, I'll bring out my phone. I knew you were going to ask me that, so I'm going to tweet. But no,
Yeah.
I will tweet. But we're in the kitchen, and
Yes,
we're also...
and we also have a great food guest.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Claudia Davis from
me.
Spice Just Right Catering.
And what are you going to make for us today?
I'm going to do breaded pork chops, breaded with Italian seasoning. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have some shrimp. I'm sorry, not shrimp, but we're going to have some angel hair pasta with the veggies. I think you guys are just going to love. And then I brought my signature peach cobbler, and I'm going to make right here on the spot my whipped cream that everybody just loves.
You know I love that.
Peach cobbler.
Peach cobbler's
She
one
loves
of my
whipped
favorites.
cream.
Okay,
You know what?
yeah.
I'm going to tweet
and it's
that.
nice and warm too.
Yeah.
So,
Getting on Twitter right now so I
Made
can
fresh.
tweet about what we are about to do. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to tweet this right now.
Yeah.
St. Louis Presents TV starts right now.
All right, stay tuned because we have some great guests, some good food. We'll be right back.
Hello, welcome to another edition of St. Louis Presents. I'm Rob Desir. Again, still always, this is still and always Aprille Trupiano. This time she's put her glasses on, so she wants to look, you know, really smart. She's already smart, but she likes to try to outsmart me by putting her glasses on, as always. Aprille, how you doing?
I am absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
Yeah, I see you got your whole accessories put together. You're coordinating.
Thank
with
you.
the gray and the white and the black and the
Yes.
rose. And
Yes, you like that?
I like it. I
Thank
like
you.
it. You know, you always
You know I have
dress
to
to the
coordinate.
T.
You know I have to coordinate.
You know, you always dress to the T.
Well, you always look nice too, my friend.
Thank you. I try to do what I can do, whatever, and I can do it. So what's been going on with you?
You know, just getting ready for my trip. That's why I'm excited. I leave at really early in the morning. Yes, I'll miss you next week.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Why don't we just?
Kind of.
Let me just explain this. I'm not Aprille's biggest fan right about now, and let me tell you why. Aprille gets to go to Mexico for the next week.
Yeah.
For the grand low price of $3.99. Yeah, I'm not really happy about that. So.
I'll send you a postcard. I'll be thinking of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you get the hookup on that?
You just got to know the right people. You know, and it's the Kool-Aid smile.
There it
I
is.
smile, I say thank you, I'm always really grateful. No, actually, it really just came to me. I didn't expect it. But
that is
yeah.
one of these
It was a nice
days.
gift. It
One
was
of
a
these
nice
days, I'm going to be as
Yes.
lucky as you.
Yeah, from John Parker over at Travelplex.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so we had elections. Thank you. We hope you guys got out and voted,
Yes.
especially after everything we talked about last week. So we had for the Missouri governor, Democrat, we had Jay Nixon, Republican Dave Spencer. Lacey Clay beat Russ Carnahan in the U.S. House District 1, and I got to give it up. I shout out to you, Lacey. Mwah, we love you. And who else?
In the U.S. House District 1 Republican, it was Robyn Hamlin defeated Martin Baker?
Yes.
Martin Baker, yes. So and also in the Senate, Claire McCaskill will face Todd Aiken. So that's going to be.
It's already started to be a heated debate.
Yeah, she's already put out ads about facing this client. I think she really wanted to go against Todd Aiken in this race for the Senate.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting, and it's going to be an interesting 90 days from now until November when we all find out who will represent the state of Missouri over in D.C. So make sure you do get out and vote in November. I encourage you to get all the knowledge that you can on all these candidates and make sure you find out which candidate is right for you. Moving
Olympics update. Give me the scoop.
You want the scoop?
I want the scoop.
All right. Well, there's a lot of things going on in the Olympics. Obviously, you know, the United States is leading all countries as far as the medal count is concerned. We have overtaken the lead from China, which is a big deal.
Woo, woo.
And I think we have the most. I think we also have the most. Not only the most medals, but we also have the most gold, silver, and bronze medals. So you got to give a shout out to the United States because they do whatever they can do, and clearly. The basketball teams have dominated. The volleyball teams have dominated. Tennis, we dominated. Gymnastics, the women's did their
Gymnastics, you know
thing.
they're coming. They're coming to the Chaifetz Arena in October. Yeah, we're going to have to talk to some people, see who we know, see if we can get them here.
Get the
How'd you
hook
like
up
that?
That'd be nice.
What is it?
The Furious Five?
The Furious Five.
They're calling
Get them
themselves
here
the
on the
Furious
show.
Five. They wanted to call themselves the Fab Five, but they can't do that obviously because.
Aren't those superheroes or something?
No. Superheroes. No, the Fab Five was the Michigan basketball team. You know that consisted of Chris Webber, Jalen Rose, Ray Jackson.
Yeah, okay,
you know.
I didn't know.
Okay, yeah.
Thanks.
Wow. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about what's going on over at Tower Grove Park the next couple of weeks, August 25th, August 26th, the Festival of Nations. That is an exciting thing. I encourage you all to go if you've never been. Obviously, it's a fest where, you know, they get all the countries representing food and arts, and I mean, you're talking about over
music,
in total like 80 different countries where you can just it's a whole melting pot, and you can get cultured and learn so many things. So I encourage you to definitely go, and it's going to be a nice lineup.
August 25th through the 26th?
Yep.
Have you been there?
Yes, I have. It's
love it.
really awesome.
The food is really good.
What's your favorite food that you go to that you don't normally eat?
I don't think there is anything that I...
There's so many countries that
represent Cuban. I mean, I used to live in Chicago where you could get any food in the world.
Yeah.
So I really, but it's really good food. But what I really enjoyed was a lot of the dance. There are a lot of indigenous dances that go on. I know the Japanese dancers. There's the drums.
Yeah, a lot of
there's
Central and South
African
American.
dancers. It's
African.
gorgeous, really. And seeing the costumes, people walking around in costumes, and you can get products. You know, you can get clothing, you can get knickknacks, statues. Last year we got a gorgeous hand-carved giraffe, wooden.
From where?
It was from Africa.
From Africa.
It was African wood, and the guy was from Africa. So.
Are you one of those people when you get one of those, you know, eccentric pieces of art, and then you tell people, "Oh yeah, I went to Africa and I bought this."
Oh.
You know how people do that?
No.
All right, and lastly, before we go to our break, we're going to talk about the Lou Fest,
Yes.
which also takes place on the same dates, August 25th and 26th. That is at Forest Park.
Yes.
Forest Park. So there's Forest Park, the Lou Fest, and then there's the Festival of Nations at Tower Grove Park. And there's going to be a lot of artists, a lot of independent artists, local artists. So we encourage you to go and check that out. All right, we got to take our first quick break here on St. Louis Presents. And stay with us because when we come back, we're going to be joined by Richard Camp. And he's going to be telling us about the Quick Fix Pet Clinic that's just recently been formed over at the Carroll House Furniture. So stay with us on St. Louis Presents right here on STL TV.
There are a million places you'd never consider texting. So why would you do it while driving? Leave risky driving to the professionals. Stop the texts, and together we can stop the wrecks.
Experience St. Louis!
If you could sit with me, imagine what you'd see if every child had a Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
My daughter.
Come here.
I love you, Dad.
Welcome back to more of St. Louis Presents. We are here with Richard Camp of the Carroll House Quick Fix Pet Clinic. Yay!
She got excited.
I did get excited. Well, I'm excited because this is actually the first and only not-for-profit spaying neutering. Thank you, spay and neutering clinic. And tell us more about it. How did this idea come about?
Well, it started a couple of years ago when I filed with the IRS to get a 501c3, but there are a lot of these clinics around the country, and we networked with the Humane Alliance, who have opened over 100 of these in the United States, all of them successful. And because of that, they were able to get a big grant from PetSmart Charities to buy all of our equipment for us, for example. And then Purina stepped up and helped us out with a substantial donation. We've had Build-A-Bear and the Dana Brown Foundation and others step up because this is a game changer in St. Louis. We've got a real problem in St. Louis relative to pet overpopulation. You know, Missouri Department of Agriculture said that in 2010, 53,000 pets came into our shelter.
Is that in the state of Missouri or just in St. Louis?
No, that's within 25 miles of where we sit today,
Oh
53,000, and that's with the registered shelters.
Wow.
The bad news, of course, is that 23,000 of those adoptable pets didn't come out. They had to be euthanized because there weren't enough homes for them. So the problem is we've got too many pets coming to the shelters, a lot of unwanted litters. So we've got to cut down on the unwanted litters. The way you do that, of course, is fix mom and dad before they have kittens and they have puppies.
Snip them.
Yeah, we're going to snip them. And on Monday we did have our ribbon snipping, and we were blessed to have Chris Koster, who's the Attorney General, show up and help us cut the ribbon. Brooke Dubman, who bought this building for us, this fabulous
We got some
building.
pictures right there, as you can see.
Okay. Great. Yeah, there we are.
Right. Yeah,
snipping the ribbon. And Brooke is leasing the building to us for $1 a year until the problem goes away. And we think it'll take about 10 years. If you went to Indianapolis 10 years ago, they were in the same problem we were. Well, they've done 175,000 spay-neuters in the last 10 years, and now their euthanasia rate is down below 9,000. We can do that in St. Louis if we can get the word out to the public that you can get it done very inexpensively. Now, the question is, why do I want to get my pet spay or neutered?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's the big
You're asking all the right questions that we were going to ask. So go ahead, please tell us.
Well, the beauty of having a pet that is no longer intact is the fact that they live longer. An interesting statistic, Aprille, is the fact that male dogs over the age of 8, 30% of them die of testicular cancer. And
If they're not spayed.
If they're not neutered, exactly right. 95% of dog bites are from intact male dogs. And the liability you have with an intact male dog is substantial. If your dog bites the neighborhood child, you're going to get, you know, some financial liability. So they live longer. There's a lot less stress. There's a lot less aggression. You know, the dogs aren't going to be humping your aunt when she shows up.
That's important. You don't want your aunt getting
that out,
you don't want your aunt coming to your house and feeling uncomfortable because of your dog. Now you talked about the you know, obviously it's low cost for people to come in here to the Quick Fix Pet Clinic. What do the prices range from?
Well, there's two prices. Dogs are $59 and cats are $39. Now in the month of August, pit bulls are free.
Wow.
So if you'll call our phone number, 771-PETS, That's PETS. Is that a great phone number?
Yeah.
771-PETS. Make an appointment. You got a pit bull. If you've got mama and some baby pits, bring them in. We'll do them all.
Wow.
And in addition to that, in the St. Louis County, if you'll go to their Rescue Rehabilitation Center in the county, they'll give you a voucher. You bring that voucher to the clinic, and we'll do your pet for free also.
Wow.
So,
And is that at any time or just during the month of August?
well, as long as the vouchers last, then we'll continue to
You'll honor
use them
the-
effectively.
okay, so you'll honor
we
the
also do what's known as a wellness clinic from 1 to 3 in the afternoon, and on Saturdays from 1 to 3. A wellness clinic means you get a checkup and you get your vaccinations, and the vaccinations are $12 to $15. And you can also get your dog tags or your license there also.
Holy
So
cow.
we're trying to serve the underserved communities.
Yes.
You know, 60% of pets do not have or have not seen a veterinarian. We want to have something available to those people to have access to vaccinations and to low-cost spay-neuter.
How can we find your clinic?
Two ways. One is to drive by it. It's on South Jefferson. It's halfway between 44
What's the exact
and 40.
address?
1218 South Jefferson.
Okay.
It's just a block south of Choteau on Jefferson. Big old building. It's a beautiful building. It's got some nice pictures of pets on it. The other way is to call us on the telephone, 771-PETS.
Pets.
And we do have a website, and it's carrollhousepetclinic.org. We left out the quick fix. carrollhousepetclinic.org. And you can actually make an appointment right there on that.
Now, I want to be clear. So you guys are not an ER room, right? You do spay and neutering, but you do have the wellness clinic from 1 to 3.
Right.
And I'm sorry, was that on certain days?
Every day
Okay.
except when we're closed, which is Sunday and Monday. So
Okay, excellent. And close on Sunday and Monday. This is an excellent service that you guys are providing, really making sure that we have healthier pets, pets that live longer, and pets that aren't a liability, as well as pets that don't upset your aunt when she
Right.
comes for the holidays.
Pam Walker, the health director, has been so beneficial to us, calls it a game changer
Yes.
in our community. This is the first opportunity that people that don't have veterinarians have a chance to get their pet fixed so they can live a lot longer, happier, healthier lives very inexpensively.
Cool. Well, we want to thank you for coming on. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Rob.
Appreciate
Yeah.
everything that you do for the community.
Thank
Nice
you,
to see
Richard.
you.
Good
We got to
see
take
you.
another quick break here on St. Louis Presents, but when we come back, we'll be joined by author and fashionista. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay, Ginny Baldridge right here on St. Louis Presents after the break. Stay with us.
Hi, my name's CJ. A few years ago, my father became seriously ill. I did what I could do before he passed, but it took its toll. I lost my job, my house. I'm getting back on my feet, but I don't know when there'll be food on the table. How'd I do, CJ?
We could be twins.
Well, cousins, maybe.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
When life's this hard, graduating can be even harder. But you can help Jose and the students in your community make it through by visiting boostup.org.
Hey St. Louis, I'm Cora Kay. Keep it right here on STL TV.
Over 13 million people are affected by famine, war, and drought in the Horn of Africa.
Make a simple text donation of $10.
But do more than donate. Forward the facts.
Welcome back to St. Louis Presents, and we are here with Ginny Baldridge of Your Executive Image. And I welcome you. Thanks so much for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, more than just a fashionista, which I know is part of what you do, you're also a 3-time author. And the last one, I know that the book is with Jack Canfield, Mark Victor Hansen, Les Brown. So you're in incredible company.
I am. And it's called Mastering the Art of Success.
Yes.
So my chapter in there is all about how you do that with executive presence. And that's what my business is about, is not just the image, but also taking the individual person and helping them look and be confident as an executive.
Nice. You know what? And I think that is so important. One of the things, we were talking about this just a little bit ago, is that when we're out in the marketplace, whether we're looking for a new job or whether we're marketing our own business or whatever that is, this is about what in my world we call CEO marketing, and I think in your world you call personal branding.
Correct.
Yeah, it's everything you say and do, right?
Right. And it's not so much the logo with your branding. I think it's really the integrity of the person. And so it's everything you do and say. But of course, the first thing we have to do is get past the first impression. Because you can be very gifted, very smart, but if you don't have soft skills, if you don't know how to present yourself in a more professional manner, you're going to be overlooked. Yeah. And so that's what my training is all about. But again, like I mentioned, we have to have the first impression. We have to look good. We have to be well groomed. We have to take care of ourselves. But the other soft skills are super important as well.
Yeah, and I do want to talk about those. But obviously, we have these beautifully put together ensembles here that I do want to mention, because you brought these as examples.
Right. And so some people say, do we really have to still wear the suit?
Yeah.
And we do. And I was just mentioning to you earlier, too, in the New York Times just this past week, there was an article about executive presence and about going back to the more professional dress in Silicon Valley, which is where they started the hoodies and the sweats, and all the techies were dressing super casual. Finally got to the Midwest, and now they've already converted back to the professional wear, which is so important.
And we have to catch up.
Exactly. Now we've got to get off that old bandwagon and go back. But these outfits are just examples of what could be worn in the workplace. You could mix and match the underpinnings. You could wear the jacket with the black slack. And these were donated for us to use today by Doncaster, Karen Morrow, on Clayton Road. So they have beautiful attire and very well made things. So.
Well, and what I like about these is that, as you said, they're interchangeable.
Right.
And they're stylish, and they're also classic pieces. They'll last a while.
That's perfect.
You know, I got to tell you, I was just talking about this the other day with a guy, actually, and that is something my daddy taught me when I was a teenager, right? To, yeah, you want the hip and trendy, but these classic styles will remain, especially when it's good quality.
Absolutely.
Versus, the trendy and the hip, because they go out of style.
That's absolutely true.
Now, I know that, and I did read your chapter in the book of Mastering the Art of Success, and I know you talk about the whole picture. It is how you dress. We have to make a good impression. We have to be put together, coordinate, as my co-host likes to tease me. but it goes beyond that, right? Yes. It's also, you talk about etiquette.
Exactly,
right?
Absolutely. So etiquette is it's not really about the rules. It's about knowing how to handle yourself in such a way that you can really attend to the business at hand. So you know the rules, you practice them flawlessly, you know how to dine, you know how to send an email appropriately, you know how to leave a voicemail. All of these little techniques in, how to attend your board meeting, and yes, and many people right now are very interested in how to interview well. So that is all about the etiquette and knowing how to sit down properly, give your eye contact, everything that goes along with that.
Yeah,
very important.
Because you're selling yourself. when you're interviewing.
Absolutely. You're it.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly.
And when you own your own business as well, you have to be able to go out, make contact.
Right.
And so if you make a favorable first impression, then you're able to develop a relationship, right? And we met each other 6 months ago, but we recalled that, we decided, hey, we're at a business meeting, but why don't we go to lunch together?
Exactly.
We made that contact, and it was enough that you and I remembered each other. And obviously, we made a good first impression on each other.
Right. And what you remember is really important because it helps you for the next the next step of the relationship.
Absolutely.
Right? Because as a business owner, you're always interviewing for the next sale, you're interviewing for the next vendor relationship, whatever that is.
Correct.
Now, when you go into corporations, what are some of the big things that you're addressing there? What are they having to deal with that you just see over and over needs to be corrected?
It's interesting. I think the main thing is the way people send email today. And it shouldn't be difficult, but they forget to put what the correct subject line is. They don't have a salutation. They don't realize the body should be only pertinent to that topic. They don't have a nice ending, a closing, relational thing, if it's important to do that at that point. And those are things that we learn in college in business writing, and they're the same skills that should be applied to your email. So I think that we're in a very virtual world. They see your email, then they know, okay, this person is well written, she's not using a bunch of poor grammar or improper spelling, there's a nice subject line, it's pertinent to the topic.
Right. You said something that I think is really interesting. You really need to adapt the way you address people to the level of the relationship.
Very good. Yes.
Right.
Yes. So some of them are more formally, and some are more informal. And I think as your relationship deepens, it can get more informal.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And before we wrap up, there's something else you brought up in the book that we talked about that really struck a chord with me because it's one of my pet peeves. And you talk about the uncivility that we're dealing with in the work culture.
Absolutely, yes. And many people will deal with an incivil leader, partner, peer, and it really keeps them from functioning at their best level and doing their best work. And companies don't even realize they're losing a lot of business, a lot of good work time when this is going on. And I think part of what has led us to this point is that we've become desensitized about treating each other with respect and really seeing the other person for who they are.
Yeah. And I don't think reality shows are helping.
They are the worst. I can't watch them.
Yeah,
I can't watch
exactly.
them. Yeah.
So this is really fabulous. I love this. So you really go from the very first impression to each different level and each different point of contact that you have with the corporate world or the small business world, whatever that is, in order to create your entire executive image.
Right. So it's image and branding, absolutely.
Love that. Ginny, thank you so much for
You're
being
welcome.
with us.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Good job.
We'll be right back, and when we get back, we're going to talk to Claudia Davis, and we're going to learn more about Spice Just Right catering.
There's a monster in my bathtub. There's one on the couch. There's a monster on my bed.
Keep innocent things from triggering an asthma attack.
Please make the monsters go away.
Learn how to stop their asthma attacks at noattacks.org.
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen, petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who take action are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making Home Affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, real answers, right now.
Separate raw meats from other foods by using different cutting boards. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Nice. Yes, go! Yes! No! Come on!
Oops.
Yeah, sure.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Moms everywhere are finding ways to keep kids active and healthy.
Works every time.
Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov.
Welcome back for more of St. Louis Presents. We are in Rob's favorite place, the kitchen.
Yes, yes,
with
yes.
Claudia Davis of Spice Just Right Catering. Welcome.
Hello again.
Thanks for joining us today on the show. Everything that you have out looks delicious. Tell us
Thank
again what you're
you.
going to be making.
We're going to do the pork chops breaded in Italian seasoning.
Uh-huh.
And also we're going to add the parsley and the roasted peppers with the scallions. And we got another little dish that we're going to throw on the thing as these are cooking, so you'll see.
Ooh, wow.
Ooh, she's going to feed us
Go
today.
ahead.
Pasta
Let me
dish.
let you get started.
She's going to really feed us today.
Go ahead, do what you do. So tell us, how did the cooking bug strike you? Was it something that you always
Oh my goodness,
had?
this is a great story.
Oh, tell us about it.
When I was 7 years old, my mom came home from work and she said to me, Claudia, I was at work today and this friend of mine at work said her 3-year-old is cooking already. My mom knew I was competitive, you know, so she says, you know, you can't let a 3-year-old beat you. And I said, you're right, Mom, no 3-year-old's gonna beat me. So she was like, okay, so let's get in the kitchen right now. I'm gonna show you a couple things. So the very first meal I made was breakfast. I made scrambled eggs, bacon, and toast for my dad. And he told me, and you know, my dad is a very honest man, so I was nervous when I presented him with the plate. And he says to me, these are the best eggs, don't tell your mother, that I've ever had. Did your mom do this or did you? I said, I made them. He's like, I'm so proud. So that just excited me even more. And so I just, you know, from then on just took off. I remember in high school, I made a turkey for our American Studies class and it was gobbled up before you know it. Wow. So, you know, I knew this was something that was meant to be long ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that is
Excellent.
an amazing story.
Now, how have you developed your recipes over the years?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question because something else that I'm doing is a spin-off of that. I've gotten recipes from family members, from friends, but now with the new technology age, I've gotten a lot of recipes online. And that has led for me to start a show that we're going to present on YouTube called Something Borrowed, Something New. We take recipes, only recipes that are online, so your recipe has got to be online. And we take them, we make them the way that they're written, and then we spin them and make them our own. Yeah,
right.
So that's the creative part of me. I love to create. I love to take things and take it up a notch or just change it. You know, it may still be on the same level, but just as long as it has my signature on it.
Right.
That's what I like to do.
So what is, I mean, obviously you cook all sorts of types of food, but do you have a specialty? Like when you make something, you know that this is my signature dish.
That I put my foot in.
Right,
Is that what
yeah,
you mean?
exactly.
I would say my peach cobbler.
Oh, and you brought it.
Yeah, I brought it. I have the peach cobbler today. And that actually came from a friend of mine, Michelle Hoover, I went to church with. At that time, I refused to taste any kind of dessert that had cooked fruit. That just didn't make sense to me. But it looks so pretty, and it smells so good. And I sniffed it, and they said, she's sniffing the food. And I do a lot of sniffing. So I tasted this is pretty good. She gave me the recipe, and then I decided to change it and make it my own. So now you're going to have Michelle Hoover's recipe, but Claudia's way.
Wow.
And with Claudia's special whipped cream, you know, that's my favorite part.
Yeah, I make most of everything from scratch. I don't like to, whenever I bake, it's all from scratch. Look how pretty my pork chops are.
I know, they're gorgeous. I'm not going to lie,
they're
she's not even
sauteing.
looking, but they came out perfectly.
I keep a timer in my head. But also, too, you know, when I do these, I cook them in olive oil and with a little bit of butter, because the butter is going to help brown it some, but the olive oil is going to give it, you know, just a taste that's it's going to knock your socks off. So
Excellent, good tips.
I can't always read, yeah.
So now tell us about your business. Whom do you serve? How long have you been in business? A couple years now, yeah?
No, it's only been over a year.
Okay.
And we have grown, and that's the exciting part. And in your first year, that determines, you know, how viable you're going to be. And it seems like every month we get more and more calls. We service pharmaceutical representatives. We've done private parties, like baby showers, a wedding we've done. So we've done lots of various types of events, and we've, you know, gotten great compliments.
Do you limit it to a certain amount of people, or
Not at
any
all,
size?
not at all. We have 4 chefs that work for the company, including myself. And we have someone who is a decorator. She also does the event planning portion. We have a videographer / editor who kind of works for you guys too. And yeah, he's like my sweetie.
Peter, he's
so
awesome.
yeah, he is.
Yeah.
So we have a nice little team of people, and we're doing great things at Spice Just Right. So
If people want to contact you and want to have you, you know, cater one of their events, how do they get in touch with you?
well, you can visit our Facebook page, Spice Just Right. The catering is not on there, so just look for Spice Just Right. It includes our website and also the phone number. The phone number is 314-266-8886, which is an easy number to remember. So if you want to give me a
What
call,
is your
please
website
do that.
address?
The website address is brand new. I knew you were going to ask me that.
We can find it on the Facebook page.
Find it
I
on
put her
the
on the spot. I put her on the spot. I didn't mean to
Look
do
up
that.
that Facebook, that website. Thank you.
No, I have a question because I have joked around about the whipped cream, but are you open to sharing some of your special recipes?
Yeah, not all of them.
Yeah.
Not the peach cobbler, no.
Yeah.
That's why I brought that already made up.
You're like,
No.
But
Mama
what's
didn't tell
special
everything.
about your whipped cream?
But I mean, I can't say it's all that special. I think a lot of people do it. One thing, technique is always key. I just took this out of the freezer, which is the pot, the bowl that I mix it in. And you keep it, make sure it's really, really cold. You make sure your whipping cream is cold. I whip up the whipping cream first, add powdered sugar, and add a little vanilla. And depending on the dish, sometimes I may add lemon to it too, just to give it a little kick, or lemon zest. But I do add the marshmallow puff.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, because it keeps it stiff. And that's what you want. You don't want it to melt right away, especially when you have it on top of a hot dish.
Nice.
So
excellent. That's a great tip when it's on a hot dish.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
It's going to keep it stiff.
Okay,
all right.
So you're gonna keep cooking the pork chops, and you're gonna add all the good trimmings in there, and you're also gonna make a little pasta.
This is already cooked. We're just gonna.
What's in the pasta?
Oh my goodness, the pasta. We're gonna saute the vegetables that you see here in the skillet, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of butter to this too. And one of my favorite seasonings is Andy seasoning. You can use it for anything, fish, pasta.
Right. Excellent.
And it's just, you see it's just a little bit, right?
Yeah,
You guys,
yeah.
It's not that much because you don't want things to be overspiced. That's why we're called Spice Just Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we just put a little bit on this just to give it that nice little kick.
Excellent.
So
We're looking forward
We're
to
gonna
it.
let you do what you do, and you guys can watch it throughout the show. Watch Claudia do her thing, and we're going to try the food at the end of the show, as we always do. We're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, we're going to talk some tweeting with St. Louis's #1 tweeter. Or
Number one.
Number one, Chris Weimer. So stay with us. We'll be back after the break.
Yo, what up? It's your man Nelly, and you're watching STL TV. Experience the Lou all day.
Have a kit so you're ready for any emergency. Develop a plan for what you and your family will do before disaster strikes, and stay informed during severe weather any way you can.
Abandoned and lost. From the dark, cold streets of the city to a cage in the local shelter, to heaven, your lap.
Lead paint poisoning affects 1 million children today. If you're pregnant or have young children and your home was built before 1978, you could be at risk. Learn how to protect your family. To find your home's danger zones, the health effects, or just to find help, log on to leadfreekids.org.
And welcome back to the show. Boy, that food looks delicious, doesn't it?
It smells good. You know me.
I cannot wait to try it, and then maybe even tweet about it. So, and that's what we're here to talk about right now in this segment of the show. And joining us is Chris Reimer, the VP of Social Media for Falk Harrison.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh, my honor to be here.
Oh, hey, we're glad to have you because you are about to tell us how to be, you know, the ultimate tweeter.
How to be famous.
How to be
Everyone
the
wants to be
ultimate tweeter.
famous.
You were recently voted St. Louis's #1 tweeter according to St. Louis Magazine, correct?
Yes, I made the A-list, which is bizarre to me. But
well, hey, you're an A-list kind of guy. Let me ask you this. How do you get to that level? How do you become St. Louis's top tweeter?
Probably several years of addiction to the service itself. I've tweeted over 95,000 times.
Oh my goodness.
So
how many times a day do you do it?
On average, probably 50, but it can vary. It can go up, it can go down, depending on circumstances. But this is one of those things that I think you really learn well by doing. So much of what we learn, we go to school, we study textbooks. This is something where you can really learn it by doing it. And you know, I started actually only back in 2008. Twitter's been around since '06, so I wasn't one of those early adopters, but just started using it and really got a hang for it. And I had people at the beginning who had been using it longer than me that had no problem pointing out to me some of the things that they thought I was doing wrong. And I said, well, I don't know what I'm doing. I just got here. So for viewers that, you know, are having trouble or they're intimidated by it, once you start using it, you learn your lessons pretty quickly. Yeah.
What is the #1 lesson? You talk about what you were doing right, what you were doing wrong.
There's there's a lot to talk about there. I think that obviously just being yourself and trying not to sell all the time. The one thing that I would want people to keep in mind is that no one boots up their social media accounts in the morning to be marketed to. No one does that. So if you keep that in mind, would it change the way you say things and the types of things that you say when you're online? It should. And so if, as an individual, I can talk about everything that's important to me. I can tweet about the fact that I was here today, take pictures of you guys and tweet it out. But if I'm a company and I do 10 tweets in a day and they're all about what I sell, people are going to tune that out. They're going to tune that out pretty quickly. And so, yeah, and you don't want that as an organization. You want people to get to know you a little bit better. Richard wants to get the word out about the pet clinic. So at that point, it would be great to have, we want to hear about the pet clinic, but we want him to be part of the fabric of St. Louis as well, and not just, you know, pet the entire time.
Right.
People will, even for a subject matter that special, could eventually tune it out.
You know, one of the things, if you saw our segment with Ginny Baldridge, when you're looking at branding and imaging, one of the things that we have to be really careful about is how personal we get. Is that correct?
I think so, and there are people that are worried about privacy and that will certainly not reveal as much online as, say, that I do. I will post pictures of my daughters and things like that, and many people are freaked out by that and don't want to do that sort of thing. But she talked about personal branding, and if you want people to know you a little bit better, then it is likely you're going to have to reveal something about yourself a little bit. If you don't want to use social media in that way, I suppose that's okay, but if you want to build a personal brand to the point where it might give you an advantage over a competing job applicant, for instance, then you're going to want to reveal something. You're going to want to have that personal brand be a little bit more public.
Yeah, because it's true that sometimes they check your social media when they're looking whether to hire you or even do business with you as a business owner.
It is very true. If I were hiring someone, I would sort of look online and see what I could find, and not in some nefarious, sneaky way. I just want to know if I'll be able to get along with you because, you know, I can look at your resume and see your credentials. I can think to myself, I wonder if all these are true. I mean, we quite often sort of make our resumes a little bigger than we actually are. I can't say I've ever done that, but so, you know, but I can go online and really try to get a feel for the kind of person you are. And I'm going to need to work with you day to day, and we're going to have to be able to get along, and I'm going to have to feel like I can rely upon you. I'm going to have to feel as though I can sit next to you on a cross-country flight. Think of it that way. And if I can't do that, we may have a tough time really achieving things at work. Illinois just passed a law that said employers are not allowed to ask for the passwords, the social media passwords of job applicants. Can you believe it? Anyone would even want to do that?
Who would think of it?
Well, yeah, I need to see what's in there, right? That's a little bit too much, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a little bit too much of Big Brother watching. Yeah. Well, you know, right here on St. Louis Presents, we have a Twitter account, and we started one up, so we would encourage you all to follow us. So I'm online right now, and I'm going to send out the first direct message here, and I'm going to write something up, and if you want to hit us up, we encourage you to do that right here.
What are you going to say?
I'm going to say that I'm tweeting right now with
Chris Reimer.
Chris Reimer.
The number one tweeter.
Yes, exactly. I'm gonna do that.
The number one tweeter on Twitter.
The number one tweeter. How many followers do you have?
Almost 56,000.
Holy cow.
It's just a number, but yeah, using it for that long, you start to attract an audience.
I mean, I was excited because I had almost 2,000.
No, and that's a good following too. So you know, I don't sweat the numbers too much. I want to see you on there. I want to see you using it. I like to see you interacting with people, and I've seen that you've done that. You do some personal tweets as well. I saw the one this morning about perhaps a little 5-hour energy. I think that was something you said. So no, and that's good. I felt if I knew you even 10% more than I did before reading that, that's a good thing.
Yeah. And you know, it does get you notoriety. I mean, in a good way. You were showing me that it got you on the leaderboard.
It got me on
that.
Got
you on there with some really well-known celebs.
Yeah, stlindex.com. I was ranked #1 on it for several years, and then got supplanted by actually famous people as opposed to myself.
Wow.
So
famous in your own right.
Well, the St. Louis Cardinals, Kenny Wallace, the
how are you
going
to compete with the Cardinals? Come on.
And
they only won the World Series last year.
Right. I haven't achieved anything quite like that yet. So those are the types of accounts now that are showing a little bit more popularity in St. Louis, which is perfectly okay, I think.
Yeah. Well, Chris, thank you so much. You've
my
given us some really great tips, and it was just fun to meet you.
Yeah, it was great to be here.
I am definitely going to go check out I'm going to follow you now.
I would like this.
Yes.
So am I. We're texting you. I'm tweeting you right now.
You're tweeting him now?
I'm going to hold you to this, Rob.
I'm doing it right now.
All right. Well, we'll be back with more St. Louis Presents.
Cool. Was that good? Awesome.
I love your show. I think it's a lot of fun. I love the show. I watch the show every night. You have great guests on there. I enjoy watching the best of the STL.
I love the show, and I love to watch it all the time. Thank you very much.
I just recently started watching the program, and so far I have really enjoyed it. It's wonderful what you do with the kids or anything and putting St. Louis on the map. Hi, I really like your show. Hi, I love your show. I watch it every day, every time you come on. I love your show.
We may get to enjoy retirement, but our old cell phones shouldn't. Recycle them. It's easy, it's free, and it's good for the environment. Hi, this is Richard Garn. Please answer the call to recycle.
Thank you for calling your GED Pep Talk Center. All right, now, are you ready for your GED Pep Talk?
Being nervous is okay. It just shows that you're serious about getting your diploma.
A lot of things are scary. Heck, I'm scared of clowns.
No quiero ir. No lo puedo hacer.
DMC, life in your pep talk style.
Just keeping it real, Debs. Just keeping it real.
Whatever motivation you need, we've got a pep talk for you. Get your GED pep talk and find free classes at yourged.org.
Crack down on
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
saw Claudia hooking it up. We can't wait. In a couple of minutes, we're going to try her decadent feast.
Yes.
Excited about that. Also want to mention with our last guest, Chris, if you want to look him up and you want to start following him, add to the other millions of followers he already has. If he doesn't need any more, you can look him up at @RizzoTees. That's RIZZOTEES, @RizzoTees. And you know, check out what he's doing, because he's doing a lot of positive things and letting you know what's going on in the St. Louis area. Also, Chris and I are going to be in an event in a couple of weeks. We're going to be part of this judging this wing tasting contest.
Ooh.
So just found that out. So that's
When's
going to be
that?
exciting. I believe it's August the 23rd. Don't quote me on that, but we'll have more on that on the next show here on St. Louis Presents. But yeah, it's going to be exciting. Of course, you know me. I'm always willing to try food, especially when it's food that I love, because I pretty much love almost everything. You know, I'm not a picky eater. A little bit, maybe a little bit, but you know, not too picky.
You know, what do you think about this tweeting thing?
I mean, it's cool. I mean, I'm one of the late people. Like, he said he joined Twitter like 2 years after the fact.
Yeah.
I joined Twitter like 6 years after the fact. So I'm really lacking. But I know it's a great way. It's a great avenue to communicate with people, and I really I'm having fun with it. I mean, I just started, and you know, I'm late to the game, but you know, better late than never.
You know, I just can't get with that 140 characters thing. That really kind of frustrates me. I've been doing it for a little while, and a lot of times I'll let I set it up so that my Facebook posts will filter in, and my LinkedIn posts will filter in.
Well, I don't think they do that on LinkedIn anymore. You can, what you post on Twitter will automatically go to LinkedIn, because I think there was some big issue about that. The only thing I think that it does is I think it makes our kids a little bit not as smart, because obviously with the characters, everything we spell, we try to spell it, you know, instead of T-O or T-O-O-O, we use the actual numerical number 2, or instead of your, because there's 3 different ways to write your, it's you-are.
But you know, there's a heated debate going on constantly, I think, about whether or not you can actually get business from it. And I was talking to Chris on the break, and he's, you know, he said he's gotten business from it. He believes you can get business from it. And, you know, I have a friend who's told me on more than one occasion, oh, you know, I got a $30,000 worth of business off of, you know, from one client off of Twitter. I'm like, really? What are you tweeting? I just want to model what you're tweeting, because I didn't, I
think in this day and age that we live in in modern technology, you have to have all the avenues as forms of communication, and Twitter is the latest. It's the most popular one right now, because sometimes if you're watching television, you know, nowadays, we were talking about this in the green room, you know, not only do they, you know, put your name underneath you when they, what we call the supers, they put your name, and underneath it, it's your Twitter account. So, I mean, nowadays, you know what people's Twitter account is, and you immediately can follow them and find out what's going on in their world. So, so make sure you do that. Get a Twitter account if you don't have one already.
So, and what's ours? At St.
Louis Presents.
At St. Louis Presents. Hit us up.
Hit us up. Join our account, STL Presents. There it is, right there. At STL Presents.
STL Presents.
So,
thank you.
You know, we encourage you to join us, and we know Chris is going to have about 10,000 people help us and join our account, because you know that guy's that popular.
So we had a great show.
Yes, we did.
You see why I was so excited at the beginning?
Yes,
we had a great show.
I see why you were so excited.
We did. We had great tips from Ginny, who, you know, talked to us about the executive image, which I think is so important. And really what Chris was talking about, it goes, as I said, it goes hand in hand. It's that corporate image, it's branding yourself, not just corporate, but also for businesses, small businesses. And how about Richard and the Quick Fix Pet Clinic?
Yes, make sure you get your pets spayed or neutered. I mean, it's very important, you know. It's a really big issue, bigger than what I even thought it was in St. Louis. So, and whatever we can do to control the pet population, you know, I totally see. You remember back in the day when you used to watch The Price is Right, and you know, the host used to always say, make sure you have your pets sprayed and neutered, because he was really big into it. Yeah, he used to always end the show like that.
I remember that.
Bob Barker?
Bob Barker.
Yeah, he used to always end the show like that.
I always paid attention to what the models were wearing.
I always paid attention to them too. But I never have a problem with that too. Okay, well, it's time to bring back Claudia to let us try her feast. Claudia, please come up to our little stage.
Beautiful.
And look how pretty
I got
this
one
looks.
more thing for
you
you guys.
One more thing.
Surprise,
Please
surprise, surprise.
Look at this.
I know what's coming.
The peach cobbler. You know what? Is it wrong of me to be like what my mom? Stay right here, please. Is it wrong of me to be like one of those kids who wanted to eat his dessert first before he had the meal? But
I think that's
I might have
fair.
to
You
do
can do
that
that.
anyway. But this looks amazing.
Yes.
What did you put in here in the pasta? I see little, the green beans and little.
You see green beans, you see roasted peppers,
Little spinach.
Yes.
you see sun-dried tomatoes, parsley.
Oh my goodness.
There's garlic in it too,
Now I'm
just a
digging in
little
here.
bit of garlic.
April started off the show with a Kool-Aid smile. I might finish with a Kool-Aid smile. Hers is the red. Mine might be the grape. So, because those were my two favorite flavors. And of course, this is the special peach cobbler right here. I don't know if you guys can get a shot of this, but this is the world's famous peach cobbler.
And look at that. That whipped cream is not melting.
No, it's not. And the peach cobbler is hot.
Look at she went for the dessert first.
No, I did.
She went for the dessert first because
You're gonna love it.
See,
You're gonna love it with marshmallow puffs.
we have to do the dessert first. I'm
I know.
sorry. I mean, because that's
we'll let that cool.
we're gonna but all of this looks amazing. So tell us again, let the folks know if they want to, have an event catered by you. How can they get in contact with you?
Well, you can reach us. You can go to Facebook, see our page, look at all the beautiful food that we've created. That's Spiced Just Right on Facebook, and you can also reach us at 314-266-8886.
I'm trying this right here.
Oh, you're gonna love it. I'm telling you. Claudia, thank you for being here with us.
Thank you guys for having
this
me.
Is a treat.
Was
that good?
This is no joke. This is like
that's good stuff.
You put your foot in it. You said it earlier.
And I make sure I wash my feet.
That is amazing. Well, we're gonna try this food again. We want to thank you all for watching St. Louis Presents. We want to thank all our guests for coming on the show. I had fun as I always do.
Yeah.
I know you did.
I always have fun.
You did.
Thanks for being here, Rob.
Thank you for being you. And thank you for being you.
Thank you guys for being you and you.
Oh. And we want to thank you all for being you because you was just watching us.
And we want to remind you to hit us up on @STL Presents. Tweet us, because that's our new
Tweet
gig.
us, Facebook us.
Yeah, Facebook us.
It's all about the communication here. Communication
May I
is.
say one more thing?
Yes, please.
Please find us on YouTube looking for something borrowed, something new.
Something borrowed.
Absolutely.
We just might present your recipe.
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
All right.
That's great.
Thank you.
All right, well, that's going to do it for this edition of St. Louis Presents. Again, we want to thank you for watching. We will be back next week where we have more good news, good fun, good food, and good information. So thank you all for watching. We'll see you soon next week right here on St. Louis Presents. Take care, everybody. Bye.